All right. Good evening and or good afternoon or maybe even good morning, depending on where you are in the world. That's the beauty about this technology Zoom. We can just all come into one place in many different times from many different places, but we can all convene here. So it's great. Thank you so much for being here. We're going into a Discover Redox presentation. Before we talk about that, let me just say how appreciative I am that you are here. Because you didn't pay any money to be here. This is free. We're giving it to you as a gift. And this really is a gift for humanity, this breakthrough that you're going to learn about today. But if you had paid money to come here and you didn't like anything that I had to say, I would just very quickly give you your money back. I would refund you. But your time is non-refundable. Can't give you back your time. And so I've found that over the years to be far more valuable than money. And so I'm very, very grateful that you've decided to spend such a valuable with us, and we choose to give you value in return. I hope you see and hear and feel that. So again, I'm very, very grateful that you're here. Before I get into my part of the presentation, I want to let you know that you're going to want to stick around, not just because this information is very important, not just because it's having a significant impact on people's lives to very significant degrees, very significant. But also you're going to hear from a very special gentleman today, who is an outstanding gentleman, who's my best mate. He's an Aussie, but he's living in Hawaii. And he is a highly awarded and rewarded associate of this organization. However, what really makes his story compelling is that it's a story of survival. He has been able to overcome a situation that really most people don't. They're taken out by this particular problem. Statistically, I think it gets about 100% of people, but he upset his doctor's statistics. And so you're going to hear from him today. And even more significantly, he's been able to take that occurrence to many people around Australia and around the world. And he's been able to help others to change better and gain their life back too. So please stick around. You're definitely going to want to hear his story, and you're going to want to get to know him too. He's a super good bloke. That's Aussie slang for man over here. So you're going to want to stick around, and he's just a good guy, good-hearted, good-natured, fun-loving. You can't help but be his best friend as soon as you meet him. So please stick around. All right, let me jump straight into this. The reason that we're here today, first and foremost, I'm going to share with you what this breakthrough is. So in case I didn't tell you, in case you didn't catch it, my name is Stevie Aquilina. And in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we are from Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast. And that was a dream come true when we could make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. Oh, we love it. We're very blessed. I'm very grateful for my life, income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. And it's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach. But I say this not to try and show off, but I actually want this as a bit of a contrast, because the truth is these good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very difficult, weird, and awkward child to parent in school. I never made the grades. I was often a average to below average achiever. I was told on a daily basis that I was stupid and useless. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, to be honest, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. And the PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. And for over a decade, I was running with the wrong crowd, and I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross, for anyone who knows Sydney, Australia. Yeah, pretty intense place. But I was a daydreamer, but I struggled to be a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I had big dreams, and I wanted to be, do, have, and able to give more. I really, really wanted to give more, actually. But I had little self-confidence, little self-worth, little self-esteem. So I'd done little with my life and kind of had little to give. By the way, I was kidding about the good-looking part, but not about the dumb part when I was a bouncer. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder. inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life, lots of bad injuries. But if you looked at me, you wouldn't have guessed any of that. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs, hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I mean, embarrassingly broke. I've been behind that. I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could afford to run it at all. I've not been able to make the rent, and I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. Now, I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. And with that oxymoron, I was kind of confused and trapped and unfulfilled, unhappy, uncertain, frustrated, and definitely unable to be who I really wanted to be. Now, here are some fortunate things that have happened in my life. First, I met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me and always told me that I was more. And I guess when you're told something often enough, and I love this woman dearly, more than anything else, the beautiful mother of my 4 beautiful sons too. Also, later on, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training with a culture and ethos like nothing else I'd experienced before. And the company leaders are extremely successful people, and they believed in me too and taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I get to solve them for others because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, confused, uncertain, and unable to be who I want to be, I now have the ability to believe and become more and give more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And now I really want to just spend the rest of my life bettering people's lives in any one of these life-changing ways too. And so first, what I'm going to share with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, and a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. With any health goals, challenges, problems, or concerns, you can think of remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. Yep, they wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we're about to talk about here goes well beyond drugs or nutrition. It goes well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. So the Discover Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. Now, what are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are made within your body. So they're native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell function and operation, all of it, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells that are too far gone to be repaired. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. The bottom line is redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this also all important? Because we are all of us, every single part of us, head to toe, inside out, made entirely of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Redox signaling molecules allow for healthy cells, which allows for a healthy body, and that allows for a healthy life. So redox signaling molecules are the keys to life because they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. And I mean critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. Excuse me. So if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, the truth is when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why you may have noticed children have so much energy and how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural, our cells break down. And with it, our body's ability to make redox molecules also breaks down and therefore declines daily. And then without as many of these redox signaling molecules in our body being produced, giving clear cell signals, telling our cells how to work, defend themselves, and repair themselves properly, well, then our whole cellular protection, function, and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality, right? Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox science is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for their and the first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as well as reported in this article that I'm showing you by the Huffington Post that specifically put ASEA into this article, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, outside of all of this, they're already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. And here's just one example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has been also scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university study has come forward saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that is significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And also from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, etc., right? Any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. And on that note of medical doctors, you don't need to take my word for it, because here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in, and that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. That's the two products on the right. Now, these redox technologies are supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products. They are our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer, the two pictures on the left. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth here with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Now, as you can see here in the pictures, lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, Other signs of poor health to the skin: being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because, well, she didn't take those pictures. Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Now, everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough, that makes sense. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And you may miss the changes too, so please take pictures. That's how you see how this goes. Now, some people notice results within a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, others within 7 days. And many people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. Now, what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same in you, as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are proven by third-party science to be inside of ASEA products. All the same, precisely the same, native to the body. Now, studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of that, see if you can notice the change here. This doctor did a little experiment of his own, on his very own face, and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, Renew 28 is not just for the face, as you can see here, arm, hand, belly, more bellies on the next slide, and buttocks, bums, thighs, and all over. Now, these pictures here are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. The study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin, but healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving, sun exposure, or alike. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it goes deeper than that. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in just 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, something is hurting you, something that is sore, rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. And apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment. I actually have a lot more to tell you about, a lot more to give you, a lot more for you to hear, to see, to get a feel of, because you know what, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity to make a great difference and make a great living from bettering people's lives, from making a great difference. But before we go into that, I really want to put an exclamation mark behind the word breakthrough when we use it here, because this man that you're going to hear from was having a very concerning health breakdown, and he was really in need of a breakthrough. And thank whoever's looking after us above that this was put in his path. You know, as I said, he's not just an Aussie living in Hawaii, but he's my best mate. He went from a life concerning condition, not just a health concerning condition, to having his life given back to him by this breakthrough. He is now a multi-million-dollar international success story. He is an ambassador triple diamond with this organization. If that means nothing to you, let me explain it in 2 ways. First of all, he's the #3 highest ranking business associate in the world for this organization. And #2, he's there because of the many, many thousands of people's lives he has touched, bettered, and given back to the people that own them. And he is a $1 Million Earner Club member with this organization as well. And just a tiny piece of explaining his accolades. We can't go through all of it. We're already running out of time. But he's the Business Builder of the Year Award recipient, the ASEA Entrepreneurial Spirit Award recipient, and the ASEA Emerging Leader of the Year Award recipient. But all of these awards and rewards that he receives, he will say in his own words, is just a direct reflection of lives bettered, changed, and given back to those people. And so this is my best mate, Dan Doyle. Take it away, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Stevie. Thanks for the presentation until now, and we'll have you back on very soon. Guys, I think you're starting to understand the enormity of the breakthrough and what we've got our hands on here. And you will definitely understand why we're so passionate about what we've got with what it can do. I wasn't looking for this. This found me, and thank goodness it did, because as Stevie said, I was in a lot of trouble with my health. Lost my health overnight, and was two major health challenges. Before I go into my story, I just want to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products are not intended to cure, diagnose, or treat any condition or any medical condition. And we've got a pretty incredible situation where we've got a non-toxic supplement that's not pharmaceutical that we can consume, and anybody can take it, from a newborn baby to a 100-year-old, the fittest of the fittest to the sickest of the sickest, and we have something that can literally help the body, to empower the body to heal itself. So cheekily we say with these products that long-term use of these products, and sometimes even short-term use, they are a cure for skepticism. For any new people on this call, somebody has handed you an incredible gift, and what you want to do with that gift is totally up to you. We're just here to share information so you can make an informed decision whether you want to open that gift or not. So sit back, relax. We're not trying to sell you anything here or convince you of anything. This is just simply sharing our stories and information, and that's what we do. We don't sell, we tell. And with that, I'll go into my story. As Stevie said, Suzanne, my wife, and I are here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Obviously growing up in Australia, Sydney, Australia. And growing up in Sydney, Australia, I used to play a lot of sports, and I did that to distract myself from school, which I didn't like too much. My parents did an incredible job of bringing us up in an area where they had to have multiple jobs, work really hard to put us through private education, which they did. But unfortunately, I didn't take that to where they wanted me to go with education, and I dropped out of school. So I made a decision to leave school and work for one of the big 4 banks in Australia. And after a short period of time, I thought that I didn't want to work for anybody anymore. The 9-to-5 thing did not suit me, and I decided to go into business for myself. And this was at the age of 21 years old. So if we fast forward a little bit and have a look at my career in traditional business, and also in one of the sports that I was doing. This is me at the age of 24 years old. And yeah, I was a bodybuilder. This isn't a Photoshop photo. And for all the ladies on this call, don't get too excited. I don't look like this anymore. But this is me at the age of 24. I had a gym. I was a personal trainer. I had multiple businesses in the health and fitness industry. And this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur. And I didn't realize where this was going to take me. But over the next 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses, many different industries, health and fitness here, hospitality, construction, many different industries, many different businesses. Over the next 20 years, employing about 3,500 people. Now, the next photo is a photo of me, not a bodybuilder anymore, but me at 44. So from 24 to 44, and I'm 54 this year, by the way. This is a picture of me still going to the gym every morning, but doing more cardiovascular work. I just wanted to keep fit and healthy. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be leading up to that age. So I kept training. I was into sports all my life. And from my successful career in traditional business, I definitely didn't let school get in the way of a good education. I was very successful. No trainers, no mentors. Any mistakes that I made, which were few and far between, there were learning curves in the success that I had. So here in this photo, everything was going really well. I had several businesses. And as much as I'm looking pretty fit, I didn't realize at this stage that I was in a lot of trouble with my health, because 6 months later in 2011, the doctors gave me some really bad news. And this is a photo of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. Spent 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, Australia. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was a horrendous time. I'm donning a very fake smile for this photo because I was very sick with what I was going through. This is a friend of mine, Johnny Manor, 21 years old in this photo. He played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. And he'd already been through all these hospital visits that I had started here in this photo. He had what they would consider the good one. I had 2 of the bad ones. After this photo was taken and Johnny was at the peak of his rugby career again, at the age of 21, his problem came back. He went back into hospital. He started losing a lot of weight. He lost all his hair, and he never came out of that hospital. We lost Johnny at the age of 23 years young. It was a very, very sad time. Literally scared me. I mean, with the condition I was in, with knowing what I had and my path, my journey with where I was going with this, that was a real blow with losing Johnny. So at the end of my 2.5 years of what I was going through, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And that was a hard pill to swallow, because growing up in Sydney, if us kids were sick, our parents took us to the doctors, we had a couple of pills and we got better. So I had that mentality. I was thinking I was going to be okay. 2.5 years of what they did to me, went through hell, and I thought I was going to come out of it just fine, but that wasn't the case. When I was told to get my affairs in order, I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, something that I suggest that everybody does now before they get into trouble with their health, through exercise, through eating, and what we're talking about here, foundational redox signaling molecules. And that was hard for me to flick that switch too, from conventional traditional medicine to alternative functional. Very, very hard switch to flick. But I did it, and I did some research. My research led to an alkaline diet, because I knew what I had couldn't live in an alkaline state. I wanted to suffocate this thing within. So I cleaned up my diet. I became a pescatarian. I ate deep sea fish, organic vegetables, organic salads, and some good clean drinking water. I was on a lot of nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, and alkaline water from a lot of different companies around the world. Now, for me to purchase from these companies was a hard thing to do as well, because at this time, coming from traditional business, I did not believe in the network marketing business model, but I wanted to live. I wanted to survive. So I bought these products from companies like Zango, the mangosteen juice, and Isogenics, Product B, LifeVantage Pro Tandem, from Max Products, Cellgevity, Kangen Water. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about these products or against these companies. I took these products religiously because my research showed me they were good products, but this is the result after 2 years of looking after myself on a very clean diet and taking all these products. What do you think? Well, I can tell you at this stage, this is now 2014, my health was still heading in the wrong direction. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble. A friend of mine reached out, Bart Cotter, and all he said to me was, I think I found something that can help. So long story short, I flew from Sydney, Australia to Salt Lake City. I met him in the headquarters of the company ASEA, and I started drinking these redox signaling molecules. And the reason I did that is because I was told by the atomic and medical physicist, Dr. Gary Samuelson, who came up with this breakthrough, that they were non-toxic and they could have health benefits. The other great thing was it was for free. The company was giving it to us at the time. So I started drinking these molecules, and 3 hours later, not realizing at the time what I was going through, but my body was expelling things that shouldn't have been in there that fast. They were coming out of my skin. Couldn't wait till I went to the restroom. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. Not annoying, not itchy, not sore, nothing like that. Just some red spots that broke out. Not realizing at the time I should have been drinking more water to flush out what wanted to get out. So that was my first experience in drinking these molecules, and that happened in 3 hours. So the next day I got up and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to test this stuff that we're drinking the night before. And I also had half a bottle that morning before breakfast. I went to breakfast knowing that I've had a stomach issue for 20 years, and it was a caffeine intolerance. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm literally buckled over with bloating and discomfort the whole day. Ironically, I used to cause that intentionally and have more coffee because after I finished what they put me through in that hospital, I was so tired and lethargic and fatigued all the time. I used to give myself these issues to try and stay awake. I know that doesn't make too much sense, but that was where my mind was at the time. So I had 6 coffees the next morning. Keep in mind, any more than 2, I'm in a lot of trouble with my health. I went through that whole day. There was nothing to remind me of what I endured for a whole 20 years. That issue seemed to have gone overnight. The next day, the light bulb went on, 48 to 72 hours in drinking these molecules. I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital, I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, walking up hills, walking upstairs. It was all a huge effort for me with my lung problem from what they put me through in that hospital. Well, very next day, my lungs were functioning perfect. That's when the light bulb went on, and I put the whole 3 days and what I experienced together. I went back to Australia. The unfortunate thing was at that particular time, coming from a very successful businessman, probably being able to go to a different restaurant every night and everything we were doing, we'd lost everything financially in that 2.5 years. My wife was looking after me. We were actually living in a van, almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. Very difficult times financially. Didn't have my health. Didn't have, everything had gone wrong financially. So I kept drinking the maintenance amount of this product, and I was getting little results over the next few months. Blood works were improving, feeling better, looking better, not breaking any records, but things were heading in the right direction. Fortunately, because there was a business model behind this breakthrough, I started sharing this with other people. And that gave me the ability to actually buy more product, to saturate my body, to get these amazing little molecules to the damage, to tell my body where the problem was. Fast forward 12 months, 2015. This is 12 months on the product. This is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports that were turning into that crippling issue as we get older had gone away. Things that I had for decades from playing sports. Neck problem, 80% use of one shoulder, 80% use of one hand. Back problems, hip problems, pelvic problems, all these things that were really debilitating in my 40s had just disappeared. I was on this product, pharmaceutical product, to stop me from sneezing and blowing my nose all day. I had a pollen problem. That was 24/7. I was on that for 20 years. Didn't need it from this point. Those issues had gone away. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 2015. Now let's fast forward, because that was my journey back to health. Have a look at the anti-aging as time went on. This is 3 years on the product. You can see me looking a lot better. You can see my skin and how my skin's looking. I'm glowing. So if I go back to 2014, when I was still very ill, what you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. Now have a look at 1 year on the product, looking way better. So what you're seeing on the outside at that time was a direct reflection of what was happening on the inside. And then 3 years on the product, you can see that my complexion is and was a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. And then hopefully I'm looking better than that again as well. I can tell you I'm feeling way, way better. I'm nearly 54 this year, running around like a teenager. And I can tell you that my parents are in the same situation in their mid 70s, and I helped my father reduce his medication, not through me, through his doctor. By working with him, I helped him to reduce his medication by 75% in the first 6 months of taking this product. Just amazing, amazing results. So things evolved along the way. I had no intention to first share this with anybody when I first started. It was all about me. I was selfish. This was for my health. It's all about survival. It became a responsibility with what I knew to start helping others anyway. And that's what I did. And I said those thank you checks end up saving my life because I invested those thank you checks back into more product to be able to saturate my body. So incredible journey. I would say that what we have is the most compelling opportunity that we'll ever come across because we've got this incredible breakthrough, a once in a lifetime breakthrough, probably a once in an all-time breakthrough. So if you guys are looking at the benefits for health, you've definitely come to the right place. Anti-aging, you've come to the right place. Human performance, more energy, you've come to the right place. And if you're looking for a home-based business, something that can help and share this with others, because this is our purpose-filled mission, this is a responsibility to get this to the world. And this is where Virtus and Tyler Norton, as founders, have left this as their legacy, which you're going to hear from Stevie shortly. Highly recommend guys get involved in some capacity, and there's so much support to help you in so many different ways. First and foremost, we want to help you with your health to take that in the right direction, and we're here to hold your hand in doing that. And with that, I'll hand back to Stevie because he's going to talk about the incredible opportunity behind ASEA, but also why Virtus and Tyler didn't sell out to the pharmaceutical industry, and thank God they didn't, because if they did, I can tell you, I wouldn't be on this call right now. Stevie, over to you, and thank you for doing the presentation, and looking forward to hearing the opportunity behind ASEA.
Thanks so much, Dan. Folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity, and ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough, and that's created a life-changing, brilliant and compelling financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. Now, ASEA and Renew 28 products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, no one other than he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA legally not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, how to make it for yourself, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, not in the bottle. And so it really can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats, and that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them, because they are not redox signaling molecules. And that means nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because redox works in everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. And because nothing else is a redox signaling supplement, no other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, or whatever it might be. And that means no other product and no other company in the world has massive opportunities across all health science sectors like ASEA does. Because it doesn't matter whether it's healthcare and wellness, sports science and athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, by the way. But again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from, and nothing else out there works without the redox signaling molecules in your body, and they're dwindling. And so ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream and something that everyone in the health, anti-aging and sports industries need. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So for people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy-leaving income even, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making those goals, dreams, and desires of yours a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income. from the first and all of the repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to a seer. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can purchase as many times as they like, and as much as they like each time they purchase, and you get paid for all of that, the income potential with a seer is unlimited. Now, on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that your contacts also refer. And it doesn't matter. There's no limits to how far and wide and deep and how many these referrals can go. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever it might be, it happens all the time, and it's only natural. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on and on. And you get paid for none of those things when you recommend them, but you do for a seer. And word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and trusted form of marketing in the world. It's the easiest to do too. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide, and a seer is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. And based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. If you really, truly understood the power of residual income, you'd probably be willing to walk through a brick wall to get it. Now, if you came from where I came from, you'd probably be willing to crawl through broken glass if necessary, and then get up and run through a brick wall if still necessary to be able to create a residual income. You see, residual income is very impressive, but more so it's very important. And that's simply because you have residual bills. Why not a residual income? Wouldn't that make more sense? And for people who don't figure this out, it doesn't go too well. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one of them is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. So they've worked out the residual income thing, usually. However, 7 out of every 100 people must still work to survive at 65, by the way, and they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. That really means they're a slave to the dollar, doesn't it? And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So they not only didn't figure out the residual income thing, they're not able to work as much anymore and therefore not have as much of a life usually. So what's going wrong? Does that sound like a good retirement plan to you? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% of us, and I say us because I was in that 81% once upon a time, what do we have to figure out? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on our paid by the hour, selling our precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, JOB, it stood for me, which stood for just over broke. In all seriousness, it's called active income. And you know what? The truth is, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And this may even be more concerning if you're thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the big problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but it is a terrible master. If you don't find a way to use money and make money while you sleep, money will use you as a slave until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed, especially in this economy right now. But still, find a way to make money outside of what you are currently doing that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, freedom, future, and security, maybe now more than ever. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and desires and want a better life more than what they're afforded right now. Look, a seer is a significant opportunity for you to significantly impact people's lives for the better and be paid a significant residual income for that from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams, give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with a seer. It's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward. And that's well over above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a seer. And it was demonstrated because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars, 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving a seer, those big drug companies offered to pay a seer huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once even left their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out, and so they didn't. Virtus and Tyler said no to the payout and yes to the people. Now, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, deciding to go the health route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you, me, and everyone without a prescription. And listen, one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from very big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous, and even household name companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you very easily to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier, healthier, live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer, and that's fine. However, if you have dreams and desires more than that, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more than that, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle for you, and more than that for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. If just as someone has invited you to come here and listen to us, if you'll just pass this information, an invitation to this information on for many, many others too, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And as a result, your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is Stevie Aquilina, and we had Dan Doyle here with us too. May you always be happy and well. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, Stevie. We're at the top of the hour, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for staying on this call. Really appreciate you being here with us today. We are doing another presentation tomorrow morning, 12 Saturday. Let's talk time zone, Stevie. Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific over this side of the world.
Yeah, let me read it out for people. So your side of the world, we've got 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Hawaii. That's your side of the world.
That's
over my
me,
side,
yeah.
we've got really early. It'll be 6 a.m. Queensland time. That's 7 a.m. Sydney time.
And really appreciate you getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning for that call. Thanks, mate. Great to see everybody on the call. Thank you for staying with us, and hopefully we can help you in a lot of ways and help the people that you know, your loved ones and family and friends also, with this incredible breakthrough and opportunity. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.